Hi, my name is Shloimy Fuchs. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights. And I just want to talk about a couple things, how I've gotten here, and like what took me on this journey and what's keeping me here right now. And just a couple words for to show what godly guidance is about, how it helped me in my life, and how powerful of an idea and a system it is. So me as a child, I grew up, like I said, in Crown Heights. I learned in elementary in Torah. I was there for around 7 years, and it came to a point where I was growing up, and it wasn't really my thing. So I left Torah, and I was on the streets for a little while. I was just having fun, and then I went to some other school for a little bit. The whole game went on for a little bit until I was ready to go to high school, and I ended up going to Israel for half a year. Didn't work out the way I wanted it. I was on the streets for a while. Now this was around a year. Period of time was a year. I was on the streets. I was having fun. I wasn't serious at all. I wasn't looking really for any meaning in life, or like a purpose of living even. And I didn't really have anywhere to go, anywhere to run to, no one really to ask help from, and I was just like kind of helpless, just like saying, if I'm ready here, let me try to just have fun and do whatever I can. And while I was just basically wasting time. It didn't last for too long. After a little while, I said, I want to do something at least. I don't care where it is. I just want to get myself into some system, into some school, and not really being religious. I didn't know which religious school. If I ever I didn't care. I just wanted to go to high school and learn, and do something. Maybe get my GED. And work on my English skills, math skills, or whatever. Maybe learn a trade. That's all I was really focusing on. And coming here all new, I didn't really know. I didn't really know what which direction I want to go to. I didn't really want anybody to influence me to any direction. I was very independent, and it happened to be that I was working very hard, and some people helped me come to this place where I am right now, Jets Yeshiva in California. I really wanted to come here, and it happened to be people really gave me a hand, and I got people helped me with the fundraising and the scholarships, and I ended up coming here. This was around a year and a half ago, in the beginning of last year, and I just said, let me try to drop all the stress and all the pain, and I want to come here and try to start from new. And when I came here, just it was all new to me, and like I said, I was focusing on just my GED, and I wanted to get started. So I spoke to the principal, and we had meetings about things, and this is where it all started from. I came to the dorm, and they had a big flood in the dorm for it was a couple days before I arrived, and the room that I was supposed to sleep in wasn't really in use because it was really smelly, and it was still wet from the flood, and they were drying it with these big fans. So I had to sleep downstairs in the dorm on a mattress where the living room is. And I went to sleep, and I was awake in that early morning at 6 o'clock. I heard people learning, and they were learning Hasidus. I didn't really know what Hasidus was. I was never into it. I was never interested. In school, they kind of damaged that, in my eyes. It wasn't really it wasn't really very it wasn't shining towards me, that I wanted to actually learn it. When I came here, I saw these guys learning in the morning, and it was really interesting. I was half sleeping. I didn't really know what they're doing. And then someone told me, there's a system going on here. It's called godly guidance. And I just went back to sleep because I thought I was dreaming or something. And as I wake up, when this person told me this, He's like, so if you want to get into this, I'm like, you know, what's the incentives? What's good about this? Where's it gonna get me to? You know, and I started hearing really interesting things. Like at first, like they like you get paid. Like you come for a week, you get a certain amount of money, and this and that, or whatever, all the details. And I was really interested in, you know, maybe giving it a try to start to see maybe, you know, right now I'm here for a little bit. Doesn't really look like I'm moving. I want to try something new. And I started like a couple days later, and I started a couple days later, and I was really into I was really like focusing on GD at the same time, and it passed a couple months past it. I was a bit concerned about the secular world, like what's gonna be with my future. I want to have money in the future. I want to be able to do everything without having a problem, any financial problems, or any like everything should be good. Like raise a good family, have a nice house, a nice car, a nice life. And I started being very worried that I wasn't really moving because I was so worried about how these studies are getting in my way. That's how it just made me really worried. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna drop that for a little bit and just stick to Hasidus a little bit. And I was there for a couple of days. It started getting really interesting. Then a couple of weeks passed, a couple of months passed, and it was going pretty cool until, you know, I noticed that like things started dropping a little bit because, you know, we were learning in like one big group, and guys came in the morning. They were tired. It was cold. They went to sleep. They kind of did it. You know, they wanted money out of it, and it really looked like it wasn't so serious anymore. So it kind of stopped for a little while, and, you know, everything was okay. It was just going on. People kind of, you know, mornings just waking up normal time, no more 6 o'clock. I was waking up at 8:30, coming to school feeling like, you know, oh, so I get some more sleep, and a little bit more time passed, and I started actually like realizing, wow, something's missing, you know. I think something has to be like settled. Something has to be fixed over here. This whole idea isn't really steady, and, you know, a lot of talking, a lot of meetings, a lot of like planning out me with my friends, and, you know, nothing really was working. And what happened was I had a friend that was supposed to be becoming a very good friend of mine. He was, you know, I experienced the days on the streets with him. And he also wanted to get here. It took me and my friend a lot of work to get this guy to come here, and he ended up coming here. Then, thank God, with a lot of help from others. And me and him were like talking about it. Like I first mentioned, because he didn't really experience it yet, because when he wasn't here. He came in the middle of the year when this was already kind of slacking off. This whole system, godly guidance. So me and him spoke about it, and we came up with like some ideas. Maybe, you know, we should like let's get up on one of the nights, but like some for bringing and get up and say we have to start again. Let's like bring a new idea. I don't care if everybody's not willing to volunteer in this theme. Fine, I don't care. At least, like, you know, anybody, a few guys we could start doing like partners instead of having a big group. We could learn one-on-one. Sit down with one like discourse or something, and stick to it. Do it again over and over and over till we have it kind of clear in our minds, and, you know, let's see if it'll work. Let's give it a try. And you know, took a couple of weeks to get back into this system. Thank God it started working again, and I found myself a very good partner, Chavrusa, for a couple months. Went very well. I got to know him a lot better. He's older than me. He's more like a shliach here, and I built up a really good like relationship with him. Every morning, waking up, seeing a guy from the moment he wakes up, is like, you know, and you probably get to know him pretty well when you're with him from the minute he wakes up. He's half sleeping. It's dark outside. We're learning. It's dark. And then we jump into like a freezing cold mikvah after. You know, it was like a whole new experience for me. It was really cool, and I didn't realize how I was changing so much. I was molding into like a new system. I started to become more more religious. I'll start to be more sincere in life. I start to see what's more of like the purpose of living. Like, cause the way I was going before, I didn't really want to live so much more. I didn't like my life at all. I was more like focusing on, you know, if one night I want to be happy, I'll go, I'll probably be intoxicated or just like hanging around with friends and or girls and trying to like boost up my happiness in some sort of way. And you know, I saw like, you know, that's temporary. It doesn't last. It's like it comes and goes. And I started seeing how Hasidus Hasidus can actually get into you, and you start like understanding how like the world, not just how like the spiritual elements of the elements of the spiritual world works. You start like knowing yourself, like, you know, I'm moving my fingers now. You start knowing how the limbs of your body work, how it connects, how there is only one God, and you know, like all these, like learning like science and everything. This is all physical, but there's a spiritual part. This whole entire physical world wouldn't be able to stand without like understanding what the spiritual how the spiritual world works. And you know, I'm only 17. You know, for me to know this stuff, it was very new to me, but it really started changing me, and I started doing a whole bunch of new. I started taking new like chlatas upon myself, new things to do, like new. Now, like I was trying like not to like be stressed by others to do it. I wanted to sit down and see like how this little one thing that I take upon myself could help me, and you know, thank God, like right now. I started letting my beard grow, and I look at myself a lot more religious, so much more happier, a lot more sincere in life, because how we got this system to work to help teenagers. You know, they're looking for something, and every day people are running around. They're like I want to be able to do this and do that. I have a talent. I want to develop it. I want to go to a trade school. I want to learn a trade so I could, you know, build up my skills for the future, so I could, you know, make a living off it. And you know, I noticed that if you want all these things to work, it's kind of like, you know, sit down, learn Hasidus, because Hasidus really helps, especially when you're like waking up early with a group of guys. Everybody, we're learning as like first we learn with like chavrustas for a little bit of time, and then at the end, like, we have like this thing called the synergy circle. Like, you know, we all gather together, and we work together, we discuss things like, you know, plans in life. You know, we're all human beings. Everybody could come up with ideas. Everybody could become better, and they could develop skills, because everybody has the possibility to do that. And so, like, the powerful point I'm trying to bring out is how this thing, godly guidance, Hasidus, really changed my life, made me a different person. I look at things different. I remember at one part Chassid spoke about how you could actually change your nature, not just change your natural characteristics. You could actually change your nature, and I didn't see how that made sense. Like, you know, I know I could give an example. I was really into basketball in my prime days, and I used to get really really competitive and more wild and, you know, physical. Start getting a little bit violent, and I got really mad. Like, I started forgetting, you know, it's just a game. Wouldn't be able to take it like a game. The teamwork I was lacking in teamwork, because, you know, I was very like busy, just getting like really frustrated by people annoying me in the game. And I started seeing, like, you know, first it says try to like change your natural characteristics. I mean, like, you have a reaction, try to keep it inside. And slowly, if you keep on like, I think like I started feeling like it develops. You have to, like, in the beginning you gotta fake it a little bit to make it inside. You know, it's bothering you still, but you don't show it. Like, you don't let it on the person. So I guess it's just a little example how I started seeing a couple months later. I actually changed the way I was playing basketball, being more nice, talking more like pleasant to people, and, like, you know, not so physical anymore. And you know, dealing with it in a very easy way. So it's just like one thing I really saw, like, you know, Hasidus can really change your life, you know.